the author of the Soft Power 30 report, joins me now. Welcome to you.
Thank you.
France making it to the top of the list. Can it all be down to Emmanuel Macron? He's only been president for a matter of months.
It can't be completely down to Macron. France has always done very well in this study that we run. This is the third year that we've run it. France has always been in the top 5. And as you say, they have a phenomenal diplomatic network. One of the elements of the soft power study looks at a country's global engagement, and that looks at things like diplomatic network, number of multilateral organizations a country is a member of, and France has been top of that each year.
Similarly, the US dropping down to 3rd, can that all be down to Donald Trump perhaps unraveling his predecessor's efforts in terms of American global influence?
I think with Trump, we can say primarily it has been down to that, right? So the framework that we developed combines objective metrics, but also it looks at international polling. And the US took quite a heavy fall in the polling this year from 2016 to 2017. And I don't know if that's necessarily down purely to Trump and a dislike of Trump. I think it's a dislike of America first and the idea that we're going to go after what we want and everybody else, you know, we could care less.
How big a role does the media play as far as soft power is concerned? Because we've been talking about the BBC on the programme so far. I mean, that is arguably, I suppose, Britain's biggest soft power arm. And then even Russia has RT, China has its own channel, France has France 24 as well. How big a role do these networks play?
I think a very big role, and that's why so many governments invest in state broadcasters. They don't all do as well. I think the BBC World Service is probably the gold standard, but RT has seen hundreds of millions of dollars worth of investment in promoting their network. It is a very important part of soft power. It's how countries get their message out in many ways.
And of course, Britain has our royal family, and they're on this unofficial Brexit tour at the moment in Germany, the young royals are. How helpful is that to Britain and other celebrities as well? I mean, you could argue, I suppose, that Ivanka Trump and many members of the Trump family might be useful down the line as far as the US administration goes.
Potentially. I think the British royals are a unique case, and I don't think they'll play well perhaps everywhere, but in some countries they're very popular, particularly if you look at, for whatever reason, the United States. Americans love the royal family.
Not in the Commonwealth, though.
Not in the, well, yeah, I think they're well-liked pretty much everywhere. Maybe not every member of the royal family, but I think the Duke and Duchess of Cambridge are, arguably some of the more popular of the royal family. So I do think they play an important role. They're above the political fray, and they're meant to embody the values of Britain, and they do that very well.
Emmanuel Macron, the president of France, is perhaps coming to the end of his honeymoon period in the Élysée Palace. He's already now sparked up some sort of a row with army generals in France over budget cuts. Could we be seeing France now perhaps dipping down the list the next time you compile it?
That's a very good question. So last year we saw Canada and Argentina both move up off the back of new energetic leaders that helped galvanize the country. So we've seen this positive impact that new leaders can have, which Macron has definitely had, without question. The problem is, can they keep the momentum, right? So Canada actually fell this year from 4th to 5th. So, that momentum sort of slipped. So that will be the real question is, Macron has a mountain to climb domestically and internationally, but if he can keep the momentum, it's all to play for.
Overall, do world leaders look at soft power as the must-do approach now, or is it still the strongman sort of Putin, I suppose, approach that is the most favoured?
Well, I think everybody has a different approach, but even, you look at more, not necessarily authoritarian states, but a country like China, which doesn't have to worry too much about image domestically because they control pretty much everything. Exactly, but they have invested billions of dollars in soft power infrastructure, in Confucius Institutes to promote Chinese language and culture. In their Xinhua news agency, they've invested a great deal of money as well. So they see the value in improving their reputation, their soft power. But soft power, as important as it is, and we do think it's getting more important, hard power isn't going anywhere. It's still a very important part of the foreign policy toolkit.
Fascinating stuff. Jonathan McCrory, appreciate you coming in. Thank you.
Thank you.